This recipe will make the most of all that extra zucchini. It's a Tuscany favorite, Scarpaccia. These simple ingredients make for a most satisfying snack. Let's get started. This recipe starts with zucchini. I'm going to use a mandolin to cut this as thin as possible. I also want to slice a red onion. I only need about a quarter of this because this was a pretty large onion. I'd like this to be thinly sliced as well, so I'm going to continue with the mandolin. Transfer these vegetables into a bowl. I want to get rid of some of the juice because these are wet vegetables, so I'm going to sprinkle this with a little bit of salt. Let's mix this up. The salt is going to help get rid of some of that moisture. Transfer these into a colander. And then, because we want to speed up the process of getting rid of some of that juice, I'm going to put a heavy can of tomato paste on there, tomato sauce. And we're going to let that sit for about half an hour as all those juices from the onions and the zucchini drain. It's been a half an hour. The zucchini has drained. And you can see how much liquid there is in that. We need about a full cup of liquid. So we're going to use this and we're going to make our batter. Start with 1/3 cup of cornmeal. Add 1 cup of flour. Let's stir this up. And I have some water available in case we need more liquid, which I'm sure we're going to need. We want this to resemble more like a little bit thicker pancake batter. And that only looked like about 1/3 cup of zucchini juice. So I'm going to add a little bit more water in here. You may have to keep adding water to make sure you have the right consistency. We're looking for a thick pancake batter. I want to add some flavor to this, so I'm going to put in a little bit of pepper, some red pepper flakes. I like a little bit of flavor with mine. Let's crunch that up a little bit. Got some oregano. This is about a 1/4 teaspoon. It already smells good. We're going to add a tablespoon of olive oil. And the last thing I want to add is some grated cheese. You can use whatever you want. This is only about 1/4 cup. I'm using Pecorino Romano because I like the flavor. You can use something milder like Parmesan. Okay, batter's done. Let's add back those vegetables. Give this a toss. We want to thoroughly coat the zucchini and those onions. The zucchini and the onions have been well mixed in the batter, so now we're going to bake. I need a cookie sheet. I've lined it with some parchment paper. I'm going to give it a good spray of olive oil. You don't have to use parchment paper if you have a no-stick pan. And let's just spread this out onto the pan. We want as thin a layer as we can get. Notice I have a lip on my paper. That's because it's easier to remove the baked product once it's done. I can just pick up the edges to pick everything up. You can drizzle a little more olive oil on that. I'm just going to give it a quick spray, so I'll add to the crispiness of it. We're going to put this in the oven, 425 degrees, for about 25 to 35 minutes or until it's super crispy. That's crunchy. Let's dig in. Scarpaccia. Enjoy.